Hey Mod Renters, welcome back for another episode of Mod Ren Man, one of the very last episodes of the year. You asked if I would do a tutorial on making the under tunic, so that's what today's episode is about. It shouldn't be very long. I mainly just have a bunch of pictures to go through. What you can do is you can also go and check out, I'm not going to talk in details on how I made the dragon scales. You can find that right here. So I'll leave this link going for you for the dragon scales tutorial on how to make the dragon scales or how to carve them out. But we're going to talk today about making the tunic. So let's go back and look at the photographs, and I'll kind of go through the steps on making the photographs. Alrighty, so the first thing I did, as always, is I cut out the tunic based on the same type of duct tape pattern. I don't have a picture of me in duct tape, but it was the same process. After I had the pattern for how the tunic's shaped, then I cut it out onto yoga mat, which once again I don't have a picture for you, but I do have the cutouts of the leather themselves. So this is the picture of the leather cut out before it was carved into the dragon scales, so the dragon scales were carved into it. So as you can see, it's just basically the back piece and the two side pieces, and then it stitches up on the shoulders. After that, I went through and I started making the dragon scales. You can see there, they just kind of, I created a pattern of about 10 or so dragon scales, and just each dragon scale, row by row, one at a time. You can see some close-ups of the dragon scales themselves. This is another picture of the process of as I'm working my way through the back piece. And then there's the picture of the final back piece. As you can see, there's a little bit of an edge down at the bottom there, which is a space. And once again, this is based on the photographs and the stills that I captured from the screen. The next picture I have is the completed upper, both the left and the right side. And now you can see the close-ups of the left and the right side with that little piece in between. Another close-up of the scales, and next I have it stained, once again the medium brown from the professional stain that I've talked about before. And then after you can see it's kind of drying there, and a close-up of the dragon scales after they've been stained. The next step I have is it's actually wrapped around a pillow, so you can see is they were sewn together, all hand sewn, stitched together. And then finally, you can see I've put in the eyelets for the lacings. Hiccup doesn't have eyelets on his tunic, but I'm taking my costume on and off. I didn't want to rip it, so using the eyelets makes a huge difference, being able to get the lacing, because you have to put it on and then lace it up completely. And that's basically that. After seeing the pictures there, you can see, once again, here are the eyelets that are all done. I don't have a picture of it in terms of close-ups. So this basically, I can show you here. It is pressed in together and then stitched. And not only did I single stitch it, but I also crisscrossed and double stitched it up on top, so it's extra secure in the shoulders. I didn't take the scales all the way to the shoulder just because I knew that they were going to hide underneath the upper armor. So there's the stitched up on the shoulders. And then I don't have it for you to see because the wings zipper is hiding it. But as you can see here, the two pieces, the back and the fronts here, were laid in together like this, and then once again stitched. So make sure that you leave some spacing, give yourself some room. Otherwise, if you get it perfectly fit and then you stitch it together, you're going to lose about a 1/4 inch on this side and a 1/4 inch, so almost about a 1/2 inch on the sides. Now, leather does stretch, so be aware of that, but it was on pretty snug when I was doing the under tunic. And then, as you can see here, I've told you before that I Velcro it onto the pants so that it kind of stays placed. So that is basically the tunic. I hope it's helpful. You asked for it, so there really isn't a lot to talk about. It's just basically getting your pattern going through. And once again, the best way that I've done the pattern is getting an old t-shirt or getting a t-shirt that goes all the way down, extending it with the duct tape, and then creating your pattern with that. And then once you cut it all up, you'll have your pattern that fits for your shoulders so that you can actually feel how it kind of comes up underneath. And that's basically the under tunic. I hope it's helpful. Please share the videos. Please subscribe. Please thumbs up. Have a great weekend. And no matter what it is you're going out there and you're doing, find your passion.